Alright everyone, welcome to another Hotshots Goal 4 tutorial. So this time we're going to be doing Aloha Beach Resort. It's been requested in the comments before, so I thought why not. It's an interesting course to go over, so it would make sense to do a video for it. Hopefully the tutorials have been helping you guys out so far. Got a few courses left now. We're over the halfway mark. I've done 7 of them, 8 including this one. And once I have my chat overlay fixed, we'll get going. Okay, so Aloha is course 2. I like to play in the spring. Fall is also a good option if you like that. I used to main fall, but sort of changed it to spring recently. And yeah, as is the case for most courses, I just go with Louise and Big Air Club Infinity Ball. Like, you can't get better stats than this, even with the rough and sand drawbacks.
I'm notoriously cold bad.
So let's jump right in. I chose Bertha last time. I'll switch it up. Let's do where are we gonna get? Let's get Simon this time. Okay.
Do you need a knife or fork?
So Aloha is a course that really needs good perfect impact if you want to get like a crazy score, because there's a lot of instances where you're gonna need backspin or need topspin, and that starts with hole 1. So here the pin placement is really close to the green, so getting a regular shot, a regular chip and eagle with no pin, with no spin, is next to impossible. I've done it before, but it's not something I go for typically. And on the first shot, you just want to go as far as possible, as close to the pin as possible. And it's kind of RNG dependent, because the game sort of decides the percentage and power you get on perfect impact shots before you take the shot. Like sometimes you'll get a carry of 280, sometimes you'll get a carry of 310 before it hits the ground. It's all up to luck. So I got good luck, but that's also kind of a bad thing because now I'm on this hill and the lie is harder to deal with. But 26 yards is not too bad. So here I would go for backspin. Hopefully it works. 4 meters going up and left, so I'm going to aim a bit right. And also paying attention to lie, I'll go like a touch right. And as for club, I guess I'll go with 9 iron. That one's not too bad. I'll aim like right under the flag. And there you see I got perfect impact. That's good. That's close, but not quite. You really just gotta practice. You really just gotta practice backspin and how to deal with other compositions. So I guess, you know what, let me reset, because that's just one of many different Aloha hole 1 pin placements that you can get. Like, each separate one sort of has a different way to go about playing it.
Tonight's meal will be disgusting.
I wonder if Aloha can be reachable in one shot. Maybe. I've never done it. I've been close, but it's always been behind the fringe. Or in front of the fringe. So that's another pin placement you can get. Again, just go as far as possible. 337, not too bad. Here I would just go with like a regular shot with no spin, because you have some green to roll on. Use the pitching wedge. I guess for the last shot you would also use the pitching wedge. And wind, since the lie is going so far left, I wouldn't account for the wind too much, because it's not going to push the ball that much. It's only going to be in the air for like 25 to 30 yards, so it's not going to be pushed too much. And let's give it a shot. I'll go about the same distance.
You have terrific skill.
Notice how the lie doesn't push the ball at all in the
I'm
air.
old, please hurry.
That's another one you can get. You can also, if you get the pin placement at the back of the green, that one's also good for going straight without any spin. Just go straight for it. Don't account for a wind too much if you're not using spin. And now we'll move on to hole 2. So the par 3s in this course are mostly pretty bad. And if you try to use topspin or regular shots, you're not really going to get anywhere, so I would just use backspin. And it says down 17 yards, but when I play, I kind of see that as being half true, so it's more like 9-ish or maybe 10 yards that you need to add to your shot, or rather remove or reduce your shot by. So yeah, here I would go with 176 full power because we also have 1 meter of wind pushing us forward. So I'll go ahead and try that. Let me make a save state that if I miss the first try, I want to see how it goes with perfect impact. Okay, I got it first try. So there I mistimed my down press, so I didn't get super backspin. Okay, I'll try that again with super backspin. I think I pressed up too early. There we go, now that's super backspin.
You are quite powerful. That ball has eyes.
Kind of a similar outcome, but I got a bit more distance there.
The birdie is
Thanks
a
to
sacred
super
thing.
backspin. Then just put that in.
I want
This is if you get the backspin the first shot right, it's a relatively easy putt, but there are other compositions that are harder to work with. This one I wouldn't use power here, just go 281 and send it. No spin necessary. 208 is pretty typical. And here you could do backspin. You could do anything here really, even side spin. But personally, I would just maybe press down on impact, and that's pretty much it. Because if you don't, like, let me make a save state. So if let's do a normal shot here. Going a bit left to adjust for the wind.
You have terrific skill.
Kind of rolls a bit too much for my liking, so I'm gonna press down on impact this time.
You are quite powerful. That ball has eyes. You have terrific skill.
And look at that, it's a lot closer. But at the same time, I still need to go a bit left. I was too far right on both of those, so I'll remove some power because I was going too far.
You are quite powerful. That ball has eyes. You have terrific skill.
So I guess, like, if you're not using save states like I am, just know that up 13 yards is pretty accurate. You're going to want to add around 13. Here I have 4 meters of wind pushing me, so I can use a bit less. So maybe I can go 222, 1 notch below that, and that would put me at like 218 yards if I do like 1 notch off full with this. And I guess if you want, you could just let the ball roll a bit and not press down. Let's see how that goes though. And to reduce power mid-shot, just press circle on impact.
That ball has eyes. You have terrific skill.
And I really just try to avoid hitting the fringe. It's really annoying, but it does happen.
You are quite powerful. That ball has eyes. You have terrific skill.
That's pretty good. Even if you miss perfect impact, when you press down on impact, it still gives you a higher trajectory.
Don't start kissing everyone just yet.
And again, I guess for for every hole going forward, anything with room behind the pin, any composition with lots of room behind the pin, can use backspin. But for that one, I just rolled it. So this pin position is going to be one with backspin. I have room behind the pin, and I'm going to go. There are two paths here. You can either go in this left one, which is the most common, or on the right here, which will give you kind of an awkward lie, and your second shot is going to be kind of weird to work with because of that tree, among other things. I'll just go left. So, and be careful with that rough. You can get your shot to roll there. So I usually go like 3 notches off full power
You are quite powerful.
with 281. It gets me around here. That's good enough. Don't need to be super close to the rough. Now I have 1 meter of wind going right, so I'm gonna go 1 grid line, maybe a little less because it's not perfectly to the right. There is something about this hole that I'm trying to remember. That down 5 yards, I think it's accurate. So if you go 111 yards minus 5, if I go like 106 on this, it should be fine. Somewhere around 106 at least. Of course, I'm just kind of estimating, because there are 56 notches on the power bar. So for this one, each notch would be like 2 yards-ish.
Get in there. Whoa!
There's no way.
Jolly good. Chipperoo.
Cool. But I use save states there, so I don't know if that counts. At least I think I did.
Whoa!
Was I using save states? I don't even know. Is that my first chip in on a tutorial? Like, first try like that?
Day, isn't it?
Age before beauty.
Alright. So, yeah, you can see that works. Backspin. What else is there to say about that? Yeah, I don't know. The eagle explained itself. Hole 5. Full power, send it. Press down on impact, I guess, to give yourself some comfort over that rough behind the water. I like to do that anyway, even though there's like this much distance. Okay, the lie here is not great. The wind here is not great. I mean, it's not the worst, so I'll give it that. But I don't like that 96 to 100% because that means if I get perfect impact, I might get a 98% roll, which is really bad. You could use like a 1 and 6 iron and get like a 99 to 100 roll potential with perfect impact, but if I do that here, let me test it out. So if I use that 4 meters to the right, so looking at the wind, 4 meters down right, I'll go maybe like 1 grid line to the left, or a bit less, and aim like, I want to say 2 notches, or 1 notch above flag. That's not bad.
Cheerio.
Not even a bad shot, that's easy birdie. But typically I'll just go with like a... I guess you could also use topspin here. That would make more sense to get rid of the wind pushing the shot back. The lie is going right, so I'm going to go a bit left. The lie and the green sort of counteract each other. One goes left, one goes right. Is counteract a word? I don't know. They kind of cancel each other out. I'll go full power here. And save. Just in case something happens. I'll go about there. So if the lie is going right, the green's going left, and then the wind is also going right, I'll go a bit left. So that's 2 factors versus 1 going right. I missed perfect impact. That's gonna be a birdie.
I'll give it a clinker.
this is a good position
Just
to
hit it
show sort of
softly. Hit it to the right, right?
how bad the green can be here. But there's a lot of slopes to work with, so I would say go try to visualize your shot after, like before you putt it. So here I would go maybe 8-9 feet because it says 0.20 at the top. And that's easy peasy.
I'm going to pass out right now.
Now into hole 6, another par 5. This one has 2 paths, but it's way more obvious which one to take because this right path here, while it is closer, like see how that green text on the bottom left says 198, 197, and then here it's more like 220, 210. You would think that this is the best way to go, but unless you're good with this abysmal lie. Like, for example, let me just do a test run of this route. Like, it's not impossible to get a good shot here,
You are quite powerful.
or a good shot from here as well. Like 177, that lie is kind of disgusting. I don't like working with that. Like here I'm gonna be like, I guess it is easier to get on the green because now I can use clubs that have a higher trajectory. So 2 meters wind going right, the lie is going right quite a bit, so I'll go about there and miss the perfect impact entirely.
This is a cause for celebration.
So that is feasible, but I usually go this way. I never go that way unless I'm feeling silly or something. And I like to go without the 291, just 281. You don't need to press square here
You are quite powerful.
to get to the power shot. Just send it full power. 299 on the yardage, 204 left. And the lie is still not perfect, but it's better than it was there. I think you can get a perfectly flat lie here, but I'm not certain of that. Can't remember right now. Go with the lowest club you can. Like, for example, I could go 3 iron. Actually, on the bottom right, the blue line is actually not really moving, so the trajectory is the same between these two clubs. The 4 iron actually has better RNG potential, so I'll actually go with this one regardless, and just press square to get a power shot on it. So 6 yards up means, oh, I guess I'm more on that whole 5 yards down. I think that's only for like regular shots. I was trying to think, but anyway, you can test that out for yourself. But hole 6 is 6 yards up. I would say that's pretty accurate. You want to add maybe like 4 yards ish, but here I have 2 meters of wind pushing me, so I'm only going to add like 1. So if I do the math, 210 divided by 56, each notch is like 4 yards. So if I go 1 notch below perfect, I get 206 yards of power, and that's either going to be too much or just enough, but we'll see. And I'm going to go for backspin. The green is also going way right, or I don't know what to do here. I could either do 200. No, you know what? I'll just do 206. And I'm gonna miss again.
This is a cause for celebration.
Just for demonstration, I guess.
It landed sick. Cheerio.
But yeah, the green here is also pretty bad.
Just hit it softly. Why not hit it left?
I would say, okay, I guess I won't use a save state here, just to go. I say that as I'm pressing save. But here is another case of a bad Aloha green. There are quite a few of these. So, okay, it says 0.41 feet on the top. But the fact I have to go so far left means that it's better to do a little bit more than just 7 feet of power, maybe like 8. And you can also like hold up on the D-pad to get a better view. So I'll go about there. Again, visualizing the shot. That seems like it should go in. I'll just save just in case it doesn't, just to see which one would go in. Yeah, there you go. Pretty confident about that one.
Are eagles still endangered?
The less power you put on it, the more the green is going to take it. So just be aware of that. Hole 7. This is not the wind I wanted, but that's just how the game goes. Another one with 2 paths you can take. Well, I guess I should mention that on hole 5 you want to go over the water hazard. But yeah, that was kind of displayed already. But anyway, you can go left or right here. Right gives you closer shots, which is probably better for topspin. Here is a bit further away. Could also be good for topspin. But this cup position in particular is not good for topspin because it's too close to the fringe. And as a result, I gotta go with topspin or backspin. So I'm gonna use this path. And also, depending on like, if I press L2 here to see the cursor and the wind is like really friendly, like here is like at a diagonal sort of angle, but if it's like straight left, up, right, or down, I would go here. And same case here, if I see my cursor on the right path and the wind is very friendly and nice, then I would go here. But in neither of these cases is it friendly. Here it's going up left, here it's going down left, so that's why I'm saying I don't like the wind here. So I'll go here, aim left of the sand trap, hole 291, and I get the perfect impact on the most inconsequential shot. Good RNG on that power. And the best drive, apparently. Okay. Even though I've played hole 7 so many times. Okay. This green I really don't like. So I'm gonna... What's actually good about this is that 2 meters down left is actually sort of... It's saying... how do I explain this? So if it was 2 meters left, I would go here and do backspin, but it's only halfway to the left. It's like down left, so I'll go halfway to the left to sort of mirror that. It says 1 yard up. That's pretty much right. So I'm gonna go 1 notch under perfect and use backspin.
Smashing good.
That's gonna be pretty close.
Cheerio. Really?
Right behind the thing. So I guess if I went 1 notch lower, it would have went in. If I had to guess.
Smashing good. Come on. Cheerio.
No, maybe too far left.
Really? I'll get the car.
But yeah, that just shows you that the grid line trick does work.
I'm going to pass out
Well,
now.
catch my girdle.
Someone in chat saying greetings from Italy. Shoutouts to Italy. Thanks for tuning in. Hole 8 is one of those eagle opportunity holes. But wow, here I just have the worst luck on the wind and on the pin. And even with that, you can still go for the eagle. So what I would prefer to do is go over the mountain and try to get on that fairway. Right behind the green, or in front of the green. In this case, it's pretty RNG reliant, because I can just use topspin to sort of get rid of the wind, but what I also have to get rid of is I guess, the distance. So what typically happens is the ball either A, hits the mountain, then the rough, then the fairway, or B, it just hits the rough first, just goes completely over the mountain, then the fairway, or C, it just hits the mountain, lands in the rough behind the out of bound markers, and then it's just like these out of bound markers here, and just ruins your round basically. If you're also like really worried, you can also go like you can go here maybe, just anywhere where there's fairway is an option, but I always like to go all in, and full power gives you a better, I guess with full power your shot can either go way farther or way less power. You can also reach the green in one shot if you're very lucky, but I wouldn't say that that's a focus. My main focus is just to get across.
This is a cause for celebration.
So there I used topspin and missed perfect impact. Okay, I got the rough. That's fine. Even with Louise, who's bad in the rough, this could be a run killer. So I'll just show you what would happen in this case. You can still save it. There's still perfect impact to go for. I guess you could also putt it. Like, let me try this. I don't think I'm gonna get anywhere good though. Yeah, you can't really get far unless you're okay with a par. But usually I'll just go with a 60-yard approach shot as usual. I guess you could use the 8-iron to get better RNG. That's 64 to 100%. Like if I do that, miss perfect impact, press down. I'm on the green, but like barely.
Give it a
It's
clinker.
literally the exact first pixel of the green. But without any funny business, I would just go for a sand wedge, 47 to 100%. There I also missed. Oh wow, that was worse. Okay, so yeah, this is a pretty bad situation to be in. But in the case I do get perfect impact, you're saved, pretty much. The green's just gonna carry you a lot of the way,
Give it a clinker.
and then you just put it in. Here I got a flat green, which is nice.
Gladly if
Well,
that was
it's
up.
my girdle.
But yeah, hole 8 can go really bad or really good depending on RNG and your perfect impact on the second shot if you're in the rough. There's a little paraglider man up there. Despite how cool he is way cooler than the rest of the hole, and no, the seagull is actually pretty cool too. But yeah, this hole is just my least favorite in the course, tied with like 13 and 17. Basically all the par 3s are not my favorite. I just really don't like them. I guess for this one, I have, let's see, let me use the right stick. That looks like 2 meters, right? That's either 2 or 3 meters of wind. So I'm gonna, on top of that, down 20 yards at the top. I guess that means I just have to remove like, well, it's not really 20. Yeah, oh, he's so close to the camera. But that 20 yards is more like 12 yards, I would say, from experience. So I'll go about like 12 yards less, minus or plus that additional boost from the wind. Maybe I'll just go 2 notches below perfect on this one. Go a bit to the right as well. And the ball is going to fly quite a bit, so that wind is something to look out for. So it was 2. That should be fine though.
Quite powerful.
And see, even that was not far enough.
It landed safely.
That just goes to show how
Give
that
it a
20
blinker.
yards
Perhaps
down
more
elevation thing
mustard.
is a lie. So this is a pretty lenient green. Just go a bit to the right and you'll be fine. Again, visualize the shot. Here I'm gonna add like 7-8 feet because it says 0.68, but I like to add more, not less, because if you don't add enough you're gonna be short, so don't do that.
Keep going.
There you go.
I'm going to pass out.
Hole 10. We actually got a -12 front 9, which is kind of crazy, but also I use save states, so it doesn't really count. Hole 10, full power. This pin placement is okay, but the wind isn't. So really just go anywhere in the middle. With this pin placement, I like to just follow wherever the pin is at. Like if it's on the right, I'll go right. If it's in the middle, I'll go in the middle. So send that one. Hole 291. Decent RNG, and that's a pretty good lie still. The hardest part of this hole is getting the eagle, which duh, but it's really about getting perfect impact here. Because in theory it's pretty easy, like if I use topspin here, which I will, and go a bit to the right to cancel out that 2 meters of wind. So we'll go maybe like just under half of a grid line away, because also accounting for the fact that the ball is rolling downwards already. But another thing too is I don't like this RNG that the default club is giving me, 96 to 100. So let's see, for example, if I use a 98 to 100 club like the 6 iron and go a bit like right there. Let's see what happens if I do that. So just as an example, because if this were, it would be cool if this was an easier option. Let's see though. But no, it rolls right on the fairway outside of the green, and that's just not what you want. Even if you do like a regular shot, I think it's the same. Yeah, just still pretty solid, but I would just go with default club anyway. Again, go a bit right. And I'll just send that, actually. I'll go right there. That down one, oh yeah, another key for topspin. That 1.9 down is misleading. It's misleading. It's telling you to use less power when you should use more. So I'll go 1 notch above the flag, or somewhere around where the flag is.
Come on! Sloppy.
That's sad. That's typically how my whole
Birdie is a
10s go.
sacred thing. Just hit it
That's
softly.
happened 5 times where I've been that close, but 5 might be an understatement. It happens way too often.
Yo, Granny!
That's usually how whole 10 goes. You just get a good setup, and if you get a good shot, you're either going to be in the hole or really, really close. Alright, next hole, hole 11. Go 3 notches below 281 and send it.
Smashing good.
I tried to use backspin there, but I missed. The trajectory will still be a little higher.
Really?
You just want to avoid the sand and rough at all costs. So I just aimed way left of it, like you saw. And now here is a problematic tree. This thing, I think in my first 25 on Aloha, I hit the tree or something. In one of my PBs, something happened with the tree and I missed an eagle where I should have got one, but it really angered me, so it can happen. That 4 meters wind is nice because it pushes me sort of away from the tree. But at the same time, you have to sort of aim at the tree, and if you miss, you're gonna be in a bit of trouble. But I will go for it anyway. That 4 yards up is pretty accurate, but don't worry about that too much. I'll go a bit under 215. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna press down and left on the D-pad at the same time. And doing that sort of lets me curve to the left a bit and try to avoid the tree. And if you're not really confident in how you press down and left or down and right at the same time, what I like to do is just press select. Was that select? Oh, sorry. No, select. And just press down left. Like practice doing, like just hitting my thumb on the both directional buttons, like simultaneously. And I think I do this in my wild grain PB, but once I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go, I just press select again and give it a shot. You can also press upright on power to make it even more curved. And actually my shot was already low enough, so I was fine. And this is still a pretty easy putt to hit, in my opinion. I'm probably gonna miss now that I said that.
You can do it.
The green here is still pretty nice, but I'm gonna just run it back so I can actually get the upright down left shot I'm talking about. I think I'm just really rusty right now.
You are quite powerful. That ball has eyes.
That was a lot better.
This is bangers
But yeah,
and
I
mash.
definitely undershot that one.
Perhaps more.
Undershooting is fine because I have a lot of green to work with. Like I have that 35-foot putt, which was not too difficult. Actually, you could have also just went at the hole without any... Oh yeah, I have a save state still. Okay, I'm just gonna press right. I'm not gonna do any backspin this time. Let's see how that works.
You are quite powerful. That ball has eyes. Get in there.
That's actually crazy. That's crazy.
This is bangers and mash.
Could that have gone in? Wait, what? Am I trying it again? I lost that angle. Yeah, so that's also an option. Just press left on impact. You should get an eagle on that one. Now you're in hole 12. So what happens here is that you also have two options, but option B, being this section of the fairway, is really hard to hit. But if you do hit it, you get a pretty nice reward of a flat ball lie and proximity to the hole. I usually just go here-ish. I don't really try to get around this ball lie. I just kind of go at it, and there's no really right way around it besides option B. This is option A for me.
You are quite powerful.
Yeah, I just needed that 100% and it would have been in, but I use save states anyway, so it's not really a legit shot. This is one of the most confusing shot calculations on this course, because the ball lie is going crazy to the right, and the green is going crazy to the left. So it's kind of like you have to find a middle ground, and also these trees are in the way, so you can't use topspin. Even though the pin is at the back of the green. So I think I'll just take a normal shot and add some power to it. Like maybe I'll go one notch below perfect because of the 5 meters towards me. And also you don't want to worry about that minus, that down 1.2 at the top. Just treat it as if it's a normal shot. That's way too far to the right. This lie is crazy actually. I have no save state here. Hold on.
This is bangers and
Another 1 foot shot. Okay, but back to here. You know, just aim for this middle part with the slope. Full power. Trees are going to be in your way. Don't worry about it. Your club is going to be high enough to go around them. And 5 meters. I guess I'll add like 9 yards to my shot over the 119. And that lie is really going to push the ball to the right, so watch out for that.
This is a cause for celebration.
Okay, maybe it's around like 7 yards
Birdie is a
difference.
sacred thing.
Or I should have added 7 yards instead of 8. Oh, sorry, 9.
Too bad.
And that was kind of crazy. Sometimes you'll just get the unluckiest. I still don't have a save state for this. Oh. I thought I was just gonna skim through hole 12 and not worry about it again.
This is bangers and lovely paper.
I guess that just lets me run hole 12 a few times just for practice and just to show you guys how it works. And you don't really need to worry about perfect impact unless you're going for a spin here, which I'm not. Well, actually, that's good, because here I can just add 8 yards instead of the 9 I did last time.
This is a cause for celebration.
I'm not really too precise with hole 12,
Birdie is a sacred thing.
unless
Why not hit it left?
I get like a perfect setup, which I didn't. I'll undershoot that by 0.7 feet, because it says 0.07 on the top.
Would you like to put up?
And now we're on to the second last par 3. Dang, I got the worst pin placement. But there's one more thing I wanted to say about this. There's a pin placement that should be right there, just beyond where my cursor is. And when you have that one, you can just like aim a bit to the right. Let's say there's like no wind at all. Like for example, actually I can just take a shot just to demonstrate. But you can literally just aim a bit to the right. Well, I guess I have a bit of wind, so I'll move a bit left. You can just aim there and put like the same exact power as the flag.
It landed
Wait,
safely.
what was that? I think I'm misremembering. Isn't it's like 180 yards, right? So I think it's just 2 notches below perfect.
This is a cause
If I'm not
for
mistaken.
celebration.
Let me see this.
Threat.
3 notches maybe. It's so weird doing it without the actual pin placement there.
This is a cause for celebration.
Okay, I'm on the green.
It landed
How
safely.
do I get there? Wait.
This is a cause
Oh wait,
for
no, because the
celebration.
camera is misleading. So look how the ball rolls. That's right around where the pin would be, and it's a pretty easy
It landed safely.
way to get a birdie
I'm
here,
old,
because
please
that pin
hurry.
placement is not nice either. There's also one here, which is pretty easy. I would just use backspin. There's one here too. I would use backspin for that. And this one I would also use backspin for. But try not to overshoot it, as I've lost runs to overshooting it. But this wind is actually really nice. So I'll go 1 grid line to the right, or to the left. Or a bit, yeah, around there-ish. Because the wind is going that way. And max power. And I'm gonna miss perfect impact, and let's see what happens.
This is a cause for celebration. Cheerio.
Somehow still very good.
It landed
I was gonna
safely. I'm old, please.
I was gonna go back on that save state, but I guess I don't have to.
Would you like to put on?
Hole 14 is similar to 12. It's just kind of an awkward one. Again, go 3 notches below full power. That wind is
Smashing good.
actually kind of dangerous. That might push me into the rough. Let's see. Please don't. Good. That was actually very fortunate. This is a pretty standard cup position. You can either go for tops or not topspin. Sorry, I wouldn't go for topspin because this green is really at a down slope. What's the word? It's sloped downwards quite a bit, so I wouldn't do it. But if I did, for example,
You are quite powerful.
I'd barely miss, and it just goes way over there.
Bad luck.
You don't want to deal with that, so I guess I'd go about there. Let's see how it would look with just a normal shot with no spin.
You are quite powerful.
Again, beyond the green. And the reason for that is that up 3.1 yards is what I was going off of. But when you, like, yeah, the green might be higher than I am, but you really get that, the ball really hits that slope and it really rolls fast. Like it's very common where you'll land at sort of the back of the green. So even with this one, let's try that.
You are quite powerful. That ball
With this
has
different
eyes.
club, 2 notches below power. Still get like 10 yards roll.
It landed safely.
So that's why I usually use backspin here to just avoid confusion and lots of rolling. So I would go like 2.5 almost grid line to the left here. And that was where that 3.1 yards would sort of count at the
Quite
top.
powerful. That ball has eyes. Wow!
There you
I'm
go,
on my
ultra
toes.
shot.
The birdie is a sacred thing.
I undershot because of the wind, of course.
I'm going to pass out.
But yeah, 12 and 14, I don't really have too much to say except don't use topspin. Now hole 15, again, I'm just now noticing how many like dual option holes there are, I guess. There are like 2 options. You can go route A or route B. I usually go with B rather than A because of this tree here. And the fact that Louise is not good at side spin, so like you could even make it on this fairway. Like I guess I'll do it this time because there is a bit of fairway that you can hit there with the 3 woods. Just go around that tree, don't even worry about it. And boom, you're there. And if you were to just go here instead, and like, so with that option, the green was sort of down 5.2 yards, but here, it's also pretty much the same actually. I'm just now realizing that. So both options are pretty much the same, just give you different angles. I like this angle because the green is a bit easier to work with. It rolls the same way as the wind in this case. Let me see actually, now that I'm here, I haven't really experimented too much on this hole. That green is also not bad, but it's a lot, notice how it's like coming towards me, this line. You're going to be dealing with an upslope there. So I'll go here for this one actually. 291. It's not super necessary if you want to save up on power shots. You can just use 281. And here's also going to be an upslope. even worse than the last one. But it's cool, I'll go with it. And here I would use topspin. You can also just use a normal shot if you're not scared of a birdie. I'll just get a really chill birdie here and then move on. So 2 meters to the right means I go right 1 grid line. And yeah, around there. So I'm not going to get much roll here. It's just gonna, it might bounce a couple times on the green, but that's pretty much it.
You have terrific skin.
And yeah,
I'm on my toes. Give it a clinker.
topspin and backspin are, they just complicate things a bit. So you don't have to use them if you're just looking for a birdie. And that was almost an eagle too, so it can happen. Okay, this is some of the worst wind I've had on hole 16. Otherwise it would have been like the most friendly par 5 in this whole course. Sometimes it can be mean like that though, so here you don't have to go for power shots. I want to save up,
Smashing good.
even though I probably don't need that many. How many do I have? I have 3 left, so I can use 1 here, 1 on 17 in rare cases, and 1 on 18, so it should be fine. Okay, so this wind is really bad, otherwise I would just like sort of roll it towards the hole. You kind of want to overshoot in this case. I'll go with topspin here, which I rarely do. I usually go for backspin, but I have the hole placement at the back of the green, so here I'm gonna go about just over half a grid line to the left, maybe around, because the ball is not gonna fly too high, so I'm gonna go right there. I'm gonna, I'll dial it back to the 3 iron, and okay, I was considering whether or not to use full power or not. Let's see what happens if I do. So if I use full power, 223, 11 yards over the pin. Use super topspin.
You are quite powerful. You have terrific skin.
That's still very good. I'll move a bit here. Let's do 222, see if it's any different. It's just 1 yard, but you know, worth a try.
You are quite powerful. You have terrific skin. Get in there. It landed safely.
Yeah.
Cheerio.
So
Just
topspin
hit
for
it
this
softly.
one. Backspin if it was
Lovely
you
day.
know, closer to the front of the green.
Still endangered?
Okay, hole 17 is pretty tricky, but I find I get a lot of ultra shots here randomly. I don't know why, side note. But, okay, for this one, this hole placement is basically dependent on backspin. Like, you really need backspin here. Like, watch this, I'm gonna aim slightly right because of the wind. Go without backspin
This is a
or any
cause
spin.
for celebration.
It can still go well, but highly unlikely. That's actually
Landed
very
safely.
nice.
The birdie
and then
is
the
a
putt is
sacred
pretty
thing.
easy too,
Perhaps
so-
more mustard.
There's proof that you can just do that and be fine. Let me do a bunch of different shots without spin. I don't go 25 yards below
This is a
because
cause
that's
for
way
celebration.
too low. Like it says on the elevation side. It really sort of depends on your
birdie is
fairway
a sacred
bounce.
thing.
And even
Perhaps
then, the
more
green is pretty
mustard.
nice. Like, this might be the nicest green out of every
You
par 3.
can do it.
But yeah, typically I would go with backspin because A, that gives you the best hole-in-one chance. And wait, what is that? I've never seen that boat. Anyway, I would go with backspin because you saw that first shot I took. That sort of thing can still happen with backspin, even if you miss perfect impact. So it sort of gives you that added layer of security, I guess. Is the only way I can think of it. Like, let's see that.
This is a cause for celebration.
This is a scary one. Okay, we're on the fringe. It's kind of random, honestly. Like, I can't really put my finger on it.
Come on!
Like, you can still recover. I like to just way overshoot a topspin shot so that it hits the pin and doesn't roll. So, yeah, that can happen. But let me actually get perfect impact now. Thank you. Okay, wait. No, sorry, that's too far left. So it's 3 meters to the up and to the right. But because this hole is so crazy with the elevation, like the 25 yards down, just treat it as if it was perfectly to the left. So go 3 grid lines. So yeah, 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna save here. Gonna go 17 yards below, which might be overshooting it, but that's
This is a
fine.
cause for celebration. By George, I think he's got it. Cheerio!
And there you go, that's the best shot I've had.
Interesting. Perhaps I'll make a pie.
Nearly that
The birdie is a sacred thing.
random ultra shot I was talking about.
I'll gladly make
Well,
that one
it's
up.
my girdle.
Had to.
I recommend screaming loudly.
Hole 18, best score double eagle. You see that right. You can ace this. And I might ace this here with this wind, because wow, that is super lucky. But okay, I'm so tempted to try and ace this. But anyway, wow, why did this game all of a sudden just give me the nicest win with a decent pin placement? Anyway, okay, I'll save. There are a bunch of ways you can go about hole 18. You can, if you're not really that, if you're indifferent towards getting on the green in one go, you can just go here, and then you can, I don't know, go over there, because the green is going left, so it's going to push your shot. Do that. Overshooting is better than undershooting.
Ooh, little fella.
And yeah, you can get a pretty easy birdie that way. Or you can do what I'm about to do and try and get on the green. There are 2 ways that are the best to go with. You can either go for a skull shot, which I have a tutorial on. If you go to my Hot Shots Go For tutorials playlist, you can find it. A tutorial on how to do a skull shot. And that's on the green, but how close is that? Let's see.
It landed
Yeah, the
safely.
green really took
Do
that
it for
one.
old England.
That one's gonna be a tough
Perhaps more
putt.
mustard. Why not hit it?
Let's add a bit more than 4.7 feet. Yeah, that green is hideous. So that's one way you can try and get on the green. Another one is super backspin.
This is a cause for celebration.
Where is that going? That was so close.
Interesting.
Okay, I'm actually just gonna try and get this one in.
This is a cause for celebration.
So close.
Interesting. It landed
Did
safely.
that go right or left?
This is a cause for celebration.
That was too far right? Okay. If I can end this off with a par 4 ace, that would be really cool.
This is a cause for celebration. Interesting.
Oh shoot.
Interesting.
So
Down
close, dude.
mosquitoes. Drat.
Okay, so if that's giving us too much power, what if we do just the regular red power?
This is a cause
That's
for
not enough power
celebration.
now. So that's basically... This just goes to show why full power is so nice. Gives you a wider range of powers to potentially get on the shot. If I can just hit the pin in a different angle, maybe I can get this? I really want to get this.
This is a cause for celebration.
Okay, that's too far right. But yeah, I guess I'll just end it there and then fool around later, but that's pretty much it for the Aloha tutorial. Leave a like if you enjoy it, if the video helped you out, and I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. Feel free to ask any questions, I'll always answer, unless it's like about super backspin or skull shots. I have videos on those in the HSGF tutorials playlist. But yeah, hope to see you guys around, and have a good day. Peace. Oh, my headphones fell. Okay. Bye bye.